Go, 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 let's get it. I'm a trapping fanatic, that shit automatic, so I cannot turn it on or off. Bitches all on my dick, then she hop on my dick, I'm like, why you keep hopping on and off? Your bitch all on my dick, she be doing the most, I tell her, little bitch, she so extra. And my gun up on me, but not run up on me, niggas, they wanna fight, they some wrestlers.
Oh, it is Isagi. How about a 5-on-5 match against these players who are among the top in the world? Get ready, because even someone like you should be challenged. Their team heads to the room where they can study each of their opponents. Leonardo Luna, Adam Blake, Pablo Cabazos, Data Silva, and their prodigy, Julian Loki. Isagi focuses on Loki. Just 17, and it seems he's that far ahead of me. How annoying. I'll crush him on the battlefield. For the days leading up to this match, Isagi was seen doing strength and balance training. He was rarely seen with the ball to his feet at all. Soon the day arrived and they would walk out to the pitch. Ryo was happy just to be there and told Nagi that they'll win. He was ignored by Nagi as he was more focused on Isagi, and he walked over to him. "Pass me the ball. You arrogant prodigy. If you're open and you look like you can score, you'll receive the ball." Nagi nods and they walk out seeing the team. Isagi walks right by them and says nothing until he's approached by Loki. "You're different. I've actually studied you. Why didn't you play for Japan's team? Their U20 team." "Why would I? I only wish to play for Japan's national team. So, I decided to come here instead. It doesn't matter what this program is. Japan will still not beat France, neither here nor on the World Cup stage." Isagi only ignored this and stepped into position. The match started and Isagi held the ball. "Come forth and dance for me like peasants." Cabazos rushes Isagi only for his defense to be broken down. Before anyone could even realize, Loki appeared right in front of Isagi. "I knew your weapon was speed. But what is speed when it can be outmatched by pure skill and control?" Isagi flicks the ball to his chest and then smashes it into the net, scoring a goal from great distance. "Not bad, but the next one is mine." Loki gets it and shows off his rapid-fire speed and skill, scoring a goal by blitzing through their defense. Ryo and Nagi try to get past the defense on the next possession, but it's stolen by Blake, who then gets a pass to Luna. Another goal is scored, as now our team was trailing. They scored some more, with the score now being 3-1. Isagi sets the ball at half and holds it under his foot. So this is the world of the pros. Kind of pitiful if you ask me. Isagi then rips a shot from half, scoring his next goal. The opposing team commends this Japanese player, as it seems he's a prodigy that could even rival Loki himself. The next play, Silva tries to get past the midfield, only to be stopped by Isagi, who steals the ball. Luna steps to him, but he passes to Nagi, who gives it right back to him as they perform a 1-2. While running, Loki appears next to Isagi. Not this time. Who said I was the one who was actually going to score? Isagi flicks the ball over his own head, and Nagi rises to action. He volleys it into the back of the net, scoring their third goal, tying the game. Ryo was at a loss for words. Why even bring him if Isagi can utilize Nagi better than I can? This is when he has his own realization that the player that he needs to defeat is Isagi. That's the only way to get Nagi back. So when Bachira gets the ball in the next play, he passes it to Ryo, who dribbles forward. Luna confronts Ryo, whose whole demeanor begins to change. "Get out of my way, you prick." He copies the dribble style of Isagi, getting past him. "That's right. This is my skill. I don't have any innate talent, but I'm the most balanced player here in Blue Lock." Ryo keeps heading forward using Isagi's style, and then begins to use Bachira's dribble moves as well. And then the strength of Yoichi, he tries to replicate that, but that's something more physical that can't be replicated. He then gets to the goal. He shoots, only for Loki to still block his shot with his feet. The ball seemingly lands in an open area where no one could get to it until Isagi appears, just as I planned. His eyes now seem different. He scores another goal and looks to Ryo, who was on the ground. You're just a cheap copy. That's good to keep around, but I'll commend you on getting me that goal. Ryo curses Isagi, but the match has to continue. The players on the opposing team go for an all-out attack through their defense. Loki receives the ball, only for Isagi to now step to him. The two begin running around every other player, with Loki not being able to shake off Isagi. Before he even realized it, he had dribbled himself into a corner. No, Isagi had made him dribble into this corner. Isagi would quickly jab at the ball, seeing an opportunity, as Loki megs him and steps into the box. Isagi only tilts his head back with a smile. Be careful, Prodigy. You just entered his feeding ground. Loki was confused until he was pushed off the ball by Yoichi, who sprinted forward. Got to score. I don't want to lose. I can't lose. Everyone will be mad. I have to score. Score. Loki would catch up to him, but he isn't able to push him off the ball or anything. What is this guy made of? Yoichi goes for the shot, but is knocked a little off balance by Loki and Silva, who helped him out. The ball hits the goalpost and lands in front of Isagi. Blake and Cabassos crowded him, only to watch him not even touch the ball as he let it roll right under his legs, which confused them. Instead, the ball makes it to Bachira, who begins to smirk. I'm excited. I don't need the monster anymore. I have to leave it behind, as I'm going back to my own style. Thank you, Isagi. Bachira dribbles past the three of them and gets some insane combos while dribbling as he heads to score the final goal. Blue Lock's team then walks off the pitch and heads to the showers with their victory in mind. While sitting down, Isagi was smiling ear to ear. With these eyes, my victory can be written in any way that I can imagine it. As we now see, instead of the Emperor eyes, Isagi now has the demon eyes. Alright, so let's break the fourth wall a little bit here. This what if is based on Akashi Seijuro from Kuroko no Basket and his Emperor eyes. These eyes allow him to predict the movements of whoever he's facing on one-on-one. However, there is a movie right after the season ends where we meet another player with similar eyes. This would be Nash Gold, who has the demon eye. The demon eye is capable of predicting further into the future than even Akashi's Emperor eye. Unlike Akashi's Emperor eye, which predicts the future of who he's facing in a one-on-one situation, Gold's demon eye predicts the future of everyone's movements on the court, whether it's an opponent or a teammate. Gold's demon eye is also even shown to have the capability to intimidate and even scare his opponents, as that's the reason for its name. That's all. I just figured it would be a great evolution for him, since he won't be given metavision, but this is the same, if not better, based on its 1v1 prediction capabilities. But instead of calling it a demon eye, let's call it the divine eye, since Isagi basically has a god complex in this story as well. After having to study English for some days, the third selection will be complete, with their 5-man team returning to the main hall, where they were the first to walk in, and waited on the rest of the teams to enter thereafter. One of the teams catches the eye of Isagi, as Kunigami didn't enter with Chigiri. Instead, Ryusei Shido comes from the shadows. He walked over to Isagi, looking at him. I've heard a lot about you. So, you're the one who claimed victory over the self-proclaimed hero. Shido goes to kick Isagi, only for him to duck and then punch him in the face, knocking him to the ground. Shido goes to get back up, only to be kicked back to the ground and put in a headlock. It becomes harder and harder for him to breathe, and Isagi stopped after hearing the voice of Ego. That's enough, you lumps of talent. Any more, you'll be forcibly expelled. So, how was it, playing against the world's stars? Pretty difficult, I imagine. All the teams here lost, well, except for one. The team led by Yoichi Isagi, was able to claim victory thanks to his ability to visualize a goal deep into the future. I decided to send out a new challenge to the world. In 3 weeks, Blue Lock would truly be tested. The U20 Japan team versus Blue Lock's 11. If you manage to win this game, you'll steal the advantage of representing your country in the U20 World Cup. Ego then states that Seijuro will be there for the U20 Japan team. He says a couple more things explaining how they cannot afford to lose here, and then talks about what they'll be doing next. Blue Lock is going to assemble a team focused around the following 6 players, as they are the top ranked. At the top, we have Yoichi Isagi. Next is Ren Itoshi. Following him was Shido, and the numbers kept going down. But Ren states that he cannot play on a team with Isagi. Ego doesn't care at all and tells him to figure it out. First, these 6 are divided into pairs, which will create 3 separate teams. The remaining players will choose their teams on which they will play on. Alright, now within the next hours you will choose your allies. Each team appears on the screen, with Isagi wondering who he should allow, but I guess it isn't up to him. He'll win either way, as he doesn't care. Later he's called into the room with the other 5, as Ego tells him everything relies on the players that they have on their team. The next day, it seems as many players have chosen Team A, based on the 2 best being there. As another thing to note, is that Nagi isn't on the list of the top 6 players, since he was replaced by Isagi. But we can say for story convenience that the teams are relatively the same. The next day, it was also shown who was picked, as the first match would be Team A1 versus Team B1. The players are then called out by random for Team A1. Nijiro Nanase, Yo Hyori, and Megami Bachira. The 2 teams meet up on the pitch, where Isagi waves to Bachira. "Don't disappoint me. I won't accept your failure here." "Of course, Your Majesty." Ren states to Isagi that this is where he'll get his revenge for being defeated earlier. He won't be beaten by Isagi again. After he beats him, his brother is next. Isagi scoffs and tells Ren that there's nothing special and that he's only a cheap imitation of what is true beauty on the pitch. Isagi turns, seeing their opponents, Ryusei Shido and Tabito Karasu. Their team having Shiguma, Saramadara, and Chigiri. The match begins, and Isagi passes to Ren, allowing him to lead the charge. Shido appears in front of him, and the 2 go back and forth in their battle for the ball and the next goal. Shido is still too much of a wild animal when Ren gets around him. Karasu contests Ren, making his dribble move slightly off to where his foot wouldn't reach the ball. Bachira steals it from Ren, as Isagi was right about you. He dashes forward where Chigiri catches up to him. Another speedster. I'll just show you how we dealt with Loki. Thanks to Isagi, I've evolved even further. Bachira becomes very serious as he breaks through the defense of Chigiri with no problems at all. 1 down, a couple more egoists to slaughter. Bachira gets right by Saramadara and crosses the ball over to Nanase. He does a 1-2 with Hyori, and they get their first goal. Ren looks at Isagi, who basically hasn't moved from his starting position. "What are you doing standing back there gloating? No one in this room can contest me, so why would I waste my stamina right now? You yourself hasn't grown at all. You still mimic my playstyle, as if it's your own." Ren scoffs, and Isagi gets closer to him. "I don't think you realize it, but I'm the reason for your existence in the football world. Without me, what type of player would you truly be?" Ren stops moving, thinking of everything in his life. The game goes on with Shido and his team missing a goal. Isagi leads his team on the counterattack and runs right by Ren, who was standing still. Useless as ever, Sei would be disappointed. Hearing these words awakened something within him. Sei, that fake big brother, he abandoned me. For him. For Isagi. I'll destroy them both. Blue Lock is a place where these strikers can evolve. If I'm just a cheap copy of you, then I'll rewrite my own football history. I'll become an entirely new player with my own style of play. Everything around Rin begins to make sense as he explodes after Isagi, catching up to him. He grabs his shoulder and reaches for the ball, only for it to be flicked over their heads. That's right, Rin. Dance with me. Shido would also catch up to the two of them and tells them that this seems like fun, as the three of them would try to get the ball, but the two of them end up dancing around Isagi, who dribbles right through them. All the other players have no idea what's going on. Even the two best strikers under Isagi guarding him seemed to have a smile, as they couldn't do anything, but they were enjoying this. Isagi himself had a smile, with Bachira shaking at anticipation for what would happen next, causing Nanase to question this. That's right, you haven't played with him yet. This is the first time where I've actually seen him enjoy football. Isagi's divine eye allows him for this movement, but he knows his body still can't keep up with his mind, so he went for the shot. Shido dives in the way, only for it to be a fake. He then feints to the right and goes to the left, with Rin keeping up with him, with his mouth open like a dog. Looks as if you've gone mad trying to chase me down. Isagi then notices that Team B was surrounding him, not allowing him for a shot. That's strange, because I can still see the goal very clearly. Isagi chops the ball and gets it past Rin, who pushes him forward. Isagi still shoots, and it heads for the top corner. Chigiri uses his speed to alter the course of the ball, but the spin on it makes it end up on the right side in the back of the net. Rin looks to Isagi, who walks by him casually. To defy me on the pitch is the same as defying the divine scripture sent to you by a god. Rin, for the first time, sees the new eyes of Isagi and thought, I wasn't the only one who evolved here. For him to get even stronger? These damn egoists. He thinks of Bachira, Nagi, and finally Isagi. The next play, Isagi goes right for Shido. Thanks for gracing me with your presence again. Shido passes the ball off to his other captain, who takes it forward. Bachira goes to stop him, but Shido slips behind Isagi and goes to the center of the box. The ball is then flicked over the head of Bachira into Shido, where he jumps for it. Surprisingly, Hiyori and Nanase stop his shot, and the counterattack begins. Isagi gets the ball and passes it to Rin. Go, you rabid mutt. Two of Team B's players try to steal the ball, but Rin destroys each of them on the pitch. Karasu states to Isagi that he shouldn't have given him the ball. He'll destroy his style of play as he gets stronger. That brain of yours just can't understand yet. The two watch as Ren sends the ball through the keeper's hands into another goal. Before creation comes destruction. Team B watches as Ren yells throughout the pitch, I'll destroy everything you hold dear, and then I'll obliterate your own ego, Isagi. The match continues, but there was nothing that they could do. There was nothing Ren could do as he scores another goal, making it match point. Shido couldn't even understand how they were being overwhelmed, so he decided to throw out a random shot, but missed. Bachira recovered, causing Karasu to chase after him. Bachira looks over and gives the ball to Hiyori, who battles with Chigiri. The two of them seem to be evenly matched, causing another pass. You're pretty good, but it won't be enough to beat Isagi. Chigiri rushes after the ball, only to have it passed right to Nanase. He goes to dribble, only for Ren to steal it from him and go for the goal. His shot is blocked by Isagi, who is now mid-air. So, Ego, if luck must be accepted, then it will be manipulated by me as well. Isagi performs a bicycle kick, scoring the last goal of the match. Everyone stood silent, looking at Isagi, who stood with nothing but confidence. Rin sat on the ground, declaring that it's not over yet. Isagi looks down upon him with his divine eyes and cracked a smile. Keep dancing for me, you hell-born mutt.